I say this every year. This is what we train for. We always talk about Big Tens and beyond. It's the most exciting part of our season. Kicks off postseason action. I could tell yesterday at practice that our athletes were excited. Looking forward to this coming weekend. Just the giddiness and silliness in the van on the way out to practice, and probably a little bit of nervous energy, but very excited about opportunities this weekend. On the women's side, team competition's wide open. I think there's 5 teams that have got a shot, 5 ranked teams in the nation right now. I don't know that there's a clear favorite. We had a good Nutty Cone meet. We need to be better to win on Friday, that's for sure. But we're excited about that opportunity. Go head-to-head with all the Big Ten teams and try to take home our first team title in quite a while. We've been close over the last couple of years, but we're really looking forward to this and excited about this opportunity. On the men's side, there's always an expectation that we put on ourselves, of course. Honoring the history, as Patrick said, 52 team titles. But for each individual team, I think every year it's, their opportunity to make their own history. And we're excited about doing that on Friday.
Start with questions for Coach Byrne. I'll begin. Do the men feel pressure with such a legacy here at Wisconsin? Do they feel pressure entering meets like this? Yeah,
sure. I think that, a lot of things can go wrong in an event like this. And, to win, sometimes we take this for granted. And I think that's always a danger. And they want to run well. They want to make a statement. And they want to move on from the Big Ten and do well at regionals. And certainly this year, to be much better at the national championship. So there is that pressure. There are some great individuals out there on Friday, and they're always joking about can we do a sweep? Can we get the lowest point in Big Ten history? I don't know that should be the objective, but they talk about it a lot. So. And everybody wants to win that individual title. Obviously we're returning with Bob Lycan, who won last year, but, I think we've got a couple of guys that are capable of winning on Friday.
In the back?
What's the difference, Coach, between the Nutty Cone meet, last week with, so many ranked teams and, such a large field to the Big Ten meet this weekend?
Well, right off the bat, Jackson Sharp had to pull out of the Nutty Cone meet. He tweaked his hamstring the Monday before the meet. He'll definitely be back in the lineup. He had a great workout on Friday. So for us, just having Jackson in there, he was 15th at Nutty Cone in 21. So we missed him, obviously, in the team score. That would have made a big difference for us last Friday. But Nutty Cone is just this, I keep calling it this cross-country meet on steroids. 244 athletes, the best athletes in the nation. The guys that were in the top 20 are all the individuals that are going to be, fighting for the individual title when we go to Stillwater. And the team's the same on the team side. Best teams in the nation. This is different. When you go to Big Tens, it's 120 athletes. We all know each other. We know our strengths. We know our weaknesses. You can see your competition the entire race. You can take control of the race a lot easier. You're not fighting to try to get out of 200 people in front of you. It's just a different beast.
Go ahead.
On the women's side at the Nutty Cone, what did you learn that you will be taking forward, or what the team will be taking forward into Big Tens? Yeah,
great question. I mean, we were the first Big Ten team at the Nutty Cone. We did, again, some of our women struggled with that larger field, got stuck back there. Shay Ruley, for example, our first athlete, she was way back right at the first kilometer, the first checkpoint, and it was like, oh, wow. And some of our teammates were behind her. This is different. They're going to be able to run up front the entire race. They know the individuals that are contending for the individual title. they know the teams that are in the team race, and it's just a different feel.
Go ahead. Thanks, Zach.
I was just gonna ask, do you like where your teams are at heading into Big Tens and then hopefully beyond?
Sure, yeah. I mean, it's easy to look at. Let's take the women, for example, at Nuttycombe. We tied for 13th with Syracuse, and they beat us on a countback. But you look at it and say, well, you were 13th, 14th. But when you look at the teams that were ahead of us, and the teams certainly that we beat from around the country and scored big points off them, that's going to stand to us. We have a little leeway, I think, when we get to the regional meet, because we did score quite a few points from the Nuttycombe meet. But this is Friday's a different beast altogether. I think we're in a good spot. We have Lexi Williams back on the women's lineup. She's been out for a bit. She's just tough as nails. She'll make a huge difference in the team score.
You mentioned the team. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say on the guys' side, seventh with Jackson. I don't like being seventh. Jackson, having to pull out was a smart move. In the moment you're upset and there were just opportunities there to beat some teams that have been ahead of us over the last year or two at the national meet. But at the end of the day, we got to get through Friday, and then it's we look forward to the next two meets.
On the men's side, you obviously have some individuals who can compete for the title. Do you have some on the women's side that could be up at the front at the finish?
Sure. I think Shea Rooley is capable of winning the individual title. Probably Lucinda Crouch, Sammy Stevie, Victoria Heikenthal. They're all going to be in there with a shot.